Fabulous week of racing.
It's just...
No question about it, this is one of the great weeks of racing in the world. And of course, it's a great carnival through Caulfield, Moonee Valley and the big week here at Flemington. Welcome back to the course of history as we continue our look at the 2001 Tooheys New Melbourne Cup. And Profits Kits is our next horse, Simon Marshall, trained by Ronnie Quinton to be ridden by Brian York. Can you make a case for her?
I think she's a great outside chance. Those people that will have something on her will get a good run for her money. The reason being, she ran second to Mr. Pruden in the Sydney Cup last year. Missed the kick in the Cranbourne Cup, didn't have much luck then, had no hope to win. The Geelong Cup had no galloping room down the straight. And last start here at Flemington in the Saab quality, she was last early and she flew home. She got home nice. So, you know, she's not the worst of them at all.
Let's move on to number 21, and that is Spirit of Westbury. Now, this horse is trained by Cliff Brown. Now, look at the rider, RSI, Shane Dye, is jetting in for just the one ride, Johnny Letts.
Flipper. And at 50 kilos, he would be wasting to ride the weight, I would say. And he must have had a pretty good rap on it from Cliffy Brown, this horse, and he'd have been very happy with its run.
This is the third in the Cranbourne Cup, by the way. And this wasn't a bad effort too, because I think it drew an outside gate, had the ball straight across the back of the field, and battled on really well here. And that was the quality it showed yesterday too in the Saab, John. It just keeps on whacking away, this horse.
Just keeps on whacking away, Pete, and it must be a lightweight chance in the race. And Shane Dye, as you know, is a very astute student of form of horses, and he watches everything about horses before he takes a ride. He's flying a long way to ride this horse, and he's wasting hard to ride it.
How many Sir Tristrams on the park running now? Wouldn't be many left, Jen.
No, there wouldn't be many.
No, I wouldn't think so.
His son hasn't done a bad job, though, Zabil.
Yeah, Zabil's doing well, but there you go, eh?
But he's a lightweight
Good
chance
vanilla.
for sure. Dropped 7 kilos from yesterday as well.
Yeah, and that's what we said about Brew last year when we were talking about that race.
Yeah.
Let's go on to number 22, Rain Gauge. George Hanlon has a couple of runners in the race. Kerrin McAvoy won the Melbourne Cup last year aboard Brew. Could he do it again?
Oh, I think he can. Yes, I think Rain Gauge has got a fantastic chance in the race. Actually, that's not him circled, is it?
No, that was Rum,
that was
so
Rum.
we'll come to that in a moment.
Yeah, Rain Gauge, Peter, I really liked his Moonee Valley win.
It was terrific, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got to the line very strongly there.
Yeah.
All his form has been very good. Stepping up to this distance with a nice lightweight, trained by George Hanlon, I think he's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah. This horse is bred to run 800 metres or 1,000 metres by Ken Vane.
Amazing, isn't it?
It is
absolutely amazing.
The mother turned to Rain. She held a record. I won on her at Geelong, or Bendigo or somewhere. So here he is, George, running 3,200 metres with the horse. It should be running 1,000 metres, and I like it, Pete. Just put it on top.
He looks like a stay too, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Just
Kerrin
remember that a
McAvoy,
horse
Pete.
called Kingston Town was by Bletchingley, and he nearly
exactly
won a
right.
Melbourne Cup as well, so they don't know who their fathers are. Let's move on. Let's see to Rum. And this is the lightweight chance in the race, trained by Dean Lawson. What a great moment it would be for Dean. Chris Muntz is the jockey. And there are the facts and figures surrounding Rum. He's got barrier number 1, and I'm really happy to say, as we take a look at this replay, that Dean Lawson is going to join us in just a moment. Before he does, let's have a look at the way this horse gets to the line, and it was pretty impressive, I thought, yesterday. Simon?
Yeah, he was. Look, from a McKinnon Stakes perspective, Peter, he was a horse that was a real eye-catcher. You wanted him hitting the line. Dean Lawson would have wanted him hitting the line like this, and he's 17 hands, and he's taken a while to get fit or so forth, but he's going to be well-suited here. He does like to sting out of the track, so if it happens to rain, it's going to bring him right into it.
Let's see if Dean Lawson's got a smile on his face. I think he would have as he joins us here at Flemington. Dean, how are you feeling the day after?
Very good, Peter, thank you, yes.
You must have been absolutely delighted with the run.
It was a fantastic run, coming back from the Moonee Valley Cup over 2,500 to the 2,000, and just to see him finish it off like that was very good.
Dean, how has he pulled up? Has he eaten up overnight?
He's pulled up quite well, Jen. He did eat up overnight. He did know that he had a run, but by tomorrow he'll be fine.
Dean, he's 17 hands, this horse. Has he been hard to place? And, you know, he's been a little unlucky in some races, but being so big, and has he been hard to place?
Not so much, Simon, but being such a big horse, we've always been a bit careful about getting him locked away on the fence, so he's always basically made his runs out wide, which probably hasn't suited him, and we just held him up a bit yesterday, and that seemed to work.
Yeah, Dean, I was a little bit worried about him drawing the one gate. Chris Muntz has won a Melbourne Cup, of course, a great rider, a very good rider, Chris, but the one gate, does it worry you a little bit with him? He's such a big horse, he needs a bit of room to gallop.
Yeah, just a little bit, John, because he's such a big horse, and we all saw what happened to Sky Heights last year in the Cup,
Yes.
getting pulverised on the fence, and that's really the only concern. But probably being such a big horse, he might be able to take a lot of the backwash that he might get.
Now, you're not wiping sleep out of your eyes there, Dean. You didn't have a big night last night. You're going to save that for Tuesday night, aren't you?
No, actually, the sun's quite bright down here, so that's all it is, Peter.
And finally, do you have to have a custom-made bridle for this horse? Because not only is it a big horse, he's got a big head too.
Oh,
Well, we
He
did have to get a new bridle in for him. All the other bridles were down on the last hole, so his head grew in the paddock, so he got another bridle.
If we win by a head, Dean, he'll be able to walk down from the stand and say, don't call for a photo.
Yeah.
It's going to be half a
It'll
league.
be the greatest head on turf Tuesday.
Yeah, if it's a tight finish.
Finishes anyway.
Yeah, if it's a tight finish, you'll be right there. Dean, thanks for joining us this morning, and maybe I might be talking to you at about 3:15 on Tuesday.
I hope you are, Peter.
And good luck, Pete.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dean. Good luck, Dean.
Yes. Let's making a mess of things, as he generally does here on the 2 East New Melbourne Cup Preview. We'll take a break, and then we'll come back and talk to Len Morton, one of the other trainers with a lightweight chance in the great race here at Flemington on Tuesday. Big money will be up for grabs, and the Magnificent Beast will be running for more than $4 million in the 2 East New Melbourne Cup on Tuesday. We've only got one runner to go, and it may be the winner. A lightweight chance, definitely. Number 24, Celestial Show, trained by Len Morton. What a thrill it's going to be for young Reece McLeod, Johnny. Let's.
Actually, I spoke to him yesterday, Pete, and he's really calm and relaxed about riding this horse. And I said, well, you've got a good chance in the race. He said, it's fabulous to run third in the Caulfield Cup. He said, it was a dream. And I said, well, if you win the Melbourne Cup, there's a bigger one.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at the
horse went
Caulfield
well.
Cup performance because, and again, we're watching the same race, but we want to watch this horse. And the thing that I liked about it, Jen, was that this horse just kept on whacking away too when the other horses were out probably in the better going.
Well, they definitely were, Peter, out there, but Celestial Show showed a lot of tenacity, I thought, and a really good effort there, and it was no fluke. She's a pretty good mare.
Yeah, well, she indicated that in the Melbourne Cup last year. She was running on really well. Let's join her trainer, Len Morton, who's been kind enough to join us at Flemington. Len, thanks for your time, and do you go in confident, hopeful? How are you 2 days before the big race?
Yeah, well, we're going in with a degree of confidence, knowing that we've had a trouble-free preparation, and the mare is sound, but it is a Melbourne Cup, so not confident, but with a degree of confidence in ourselves.
Len, since her good run in the Caulfield Cup, what sort of work have you done with her since?
We've extended her work as far as distance, a lot of long, steady pace work, and finishing it off with a sprint up over 600 metres on a few occasions, but plenty of long, steady work, lots of walking, lots of trotting, lots of cantering, and she's really thrived on it.
Len, Simon, hey mate, it's a lot of work to prepare a horse for a Melbourne Cup, but you've got an 18-year-old jockey, Reece McLeod, on board too. What are your instructions going to be to Reece, barrier 14 tomorrow?
Well, our instructions are going to be just to do his best to get her to settle early and to keep out of trouble as much as possible, and just to give her every chance to get in the go-forward lane when the appropriate time comes, Simon.
Well, it's going to be a great thrill for Reece McLeod, probably be a great thrill for you, a greater thrill if you win, Len. Thanks for joining us here at Flemington this afternoon, and we wish you luck on Tuesday.
Well, there was an apprentice named Harry McLeod won a Melbourne Cup back a long time ago, so we hope you can do that too.
Well, maybe that's an omen, eh?
Yeah, thanks
Good
very
luck,
much.
Len. Thank
Good
you.
on you, Len.
Len Morton, the trainer of Celestial Show in the 2 East New Melbourne Cup. Well, let's recap the latest odds once again and see what your fancy might be showing after all of this. Now, of those, which horse would you be backing each way, Jen?
Of those, well, they've just gone. I'll go on this page here. I'd probably back Persian Punch each way out of that.
Something at big odds, Simon, that you might want to have a bet on before we get your selections.
Mr. Prudent at 21s will be okay, Pete.
And let's see, of those, I think Rum's pretty good odds at $26, and hard to make a case for those. Although, as I said, I give Karazi a little bit of a chance in the race.
Yeah, $41 for Karazi's good odds here, Pete.
All right, well, let's, after all of that, after weighing up all the facts and figures, throwing them up in the air, Let's see if we can find you the winner. And, of course, always ladies first. Jennifer?
Thank you, Peter. Look, I'm going to go for number 22, Rain Gauge, George Hanlon, Kieran McAvoy to win his second Melbourne Cup there, 49.5 kilos. He's just done everything right. I've been impressed by him. Number 14, Hill of Grace, been a great fan of hers this preparation. Number 1, Persian Punch to run third. And for my best outsider, number 24, Celestial Show.
Simon Marshall.
Jen, I think you're a great judge. I'm sticking with Rain Gauge as well. Persian Punch, the best of the international horses. Geez, he'd be hard to beat, I think, this year if everything goes right. Yippee-yi-yo, second in the race last year. His preparation's been outstanding. And I've got a little mate riding Big Pat by the name of Peter Mertens. I'd like to wish him all the best for his Melbourne Cup ride, and he's going beautifully.
There are your selections, John. Let's tell us why.
I like Sky Heights. He's drawn barrier 21. I think barrier 21 will help this horse. As you said last year, he's poleaxed in the first little bit of the race and actually came in after the race, Pete, with his name torn off the saddlecloth. So that's how hard he hit the fence early in the race. I do feel he can win the race for Damien Oliver. May the horse be with you. I was very quickly on the scene yesterday after he put up after the race. He looked terrific, that horse. He blew just nicely for the race. Celestial Show, great run in the Caulfield Cup. Young Reece McLeod, I was very impressed with the way he's very calm and collected about riding this horse. And the best outside I thought was Capstad Way. I know he's been disappointing in that, but I do think he'll run well in the Melbourne Cup.
Well, 3 out of the 4 of us, we've all been saying what a hard cup it is, and we've gone for the same horse. I've gone for the George Hanlon trained Rain Gauge as well to give Kieran McAvoy successive Melbourne Cups. I think the mare Hill of Grace has done everything right so far. Rum's run yesterday indicated that he will run a big race, and Yippee-yi-yo is my best outsider. But the thing that we're looking forward to is the race itself. It's always just a sensational atmosphere, isn't it?
It's a great atmosphere. Now, we had a record crowd again yesterday, over 500 more than last year, and it was a great day, and looking forward to Tuesday.
There are the upcoming events here on Network 10. Tooheys New Melbourne Cup Day, the great day on Tuesday from 10 a.m. Eastern Time, then Crown Oaks Day, Emirates Stakes Day on Saturday. The racing action continues on 10. Jenny Chapman, thanks for being with us. See you on Tuesday.
Yes, look forward to it, Peter, and good luck if you're having a bet.
Simon, good to have you here.
Thanks, Pete. Only 2 more sleeps.
Yeah. And John Letts, you'll be out there again in front of that massive crowd, the first bloke to talk to the winning jockey.
Well, that's every time they walk out the jockey's room. Let's hope we see you first.
Yeah.
So, you know, good luck to all of them.
We hope we see you on Tuesday for our coverage of the great race. We'll look forward to your company then.